All right, y'all. We're going to make some chili tonight. We got another cold evening here in Texas. Need our bellies to get a little warm love here. So first we're going to dice up an onion. I've just kind of come up with this chili recipe out of my head. It's just kind of the same thing I've been doing for a few years now. A lot of times it's kind of what's in the fridge game that I play with chili. So this is how we're making it tonight. Usually kind of goes this same way every time I make it though. We're also going to dice up a couple of red bell peppers. Got a few carrots and some celery. We're going to throw those in the food processor. Going to process those so they get nice and small little chunks. Just do a few pulses on there, you'll get there. Next I got, I think, 8 Roma tomatoes. We're going to quarter up and then cut into threes. So I like using a couple different meats in my chili. I like using a chuck roast and then just some ground beef. I like the texture that chuck roast gives. We're going to cut in some decent sized chunks and we're going to cook this chili for about 3 hours so that those chunks are going to get nice and soft and just kind of shred up as we stir the chili. So first we're going to sear off those pieces of chuck we got. Just give it a good nice sear. Have some of that fat rendered down into the pan. We're also going to cook everything else in that pan, so that fat's going to help, cook the onions and the vegetables and everything else we got. Do it in a couple batches here. All right, now we're going to throw down our onion and start getting everything in there. We're going to just cook that till it softens. Throw a little salt on there as well. Just kind of season it as you go. Next I got, I think it's about 2.5, 3 pounds of ground beef I've got. Just cook that, brown that off. There you go. Got the ground beef nice and brown. We're going to toss in our pureed vegetables there. I like pureeing it. That way you don't get huge chunks in there, Kids aren't asking what's that in my chili. They're just eating vegetables without knowing it. Gonna throw some seasonings in there, some cumin, some chili powder. I've got some salt, pepper. Got some Southwest Chipotle seasoning that I put in there as well. Gives it a nice flavor. I think Mr. Dash makes that. Then some garlic powder I'm gonna throw in there in a minute or two because I forgot to do it with all the rest. There we go, garlic powder. I also threw some chunks of garlic in the pureed vegetables as well. I can't remember if I showed that or not. There we go. Some more salt. Just kind of taste as you go as well. Once that ground beef's cooked, you can taste it. So it felt like it needed some salt. Gonna throw 1 whole small can of tomato paste in there. Next we're gonna throw in our Roma tomatoes. Mix all that together. Just doing everything in kind of layers here. A little more chili powder. All right, got those big chunks of chuck roast we're going to put in there. Stir that up. Next go our can of crushed tomatoes. And then my secret weapon, I've got a can of IPA. Use whatever IPA you like. This one's a gluten-free because my wife's got celiac. So, try and keep it gluten-free so she can have some. I like the way IPA tastes. I've used IPA, stout, lagers, all different sorts of beers in my chili. I like the flavor of the IPA the best, I think. All right, so our chili's been cooking for about 3 hours now. So I tasted it. It needs a little more salt. I'm going to put some salt in there, stir it up. And next we're going to spoon off all of the grease on top. Just take a ladle and just kind of lightly just skim the top of it and get as much of that grease as you can off. Sorry, I have to leave a little bit in there, obviously. All right, chili's all done, guys. Just give it a little quick stir at the end. It's looking good. As you stir it, that those big chunks of chuck roast are just kind of gonna fall apart, and also leave a few little chunks in there too, which is nice. Like I said, it gives it a great texture. Get yourself a bowl, guys. 3 favorite toppings on chili: cheese, onions, and some hot sauce. This hit the spot, man. It was below freezing tonight. Y'all enjoy.